So people, we are back with great stuff to share with you. Now the last time I shared an introduction video about the topic, the different streams of income. Now I said this time we will go a little bit deeper. So I want to welcome you to episode 2 of season 1, Having a Boss. So as I mentioned in episode 1, this part is the most common one. This is the most common way that someone can generate an extra income, working for someone. Now if we take a look, matter of fact, 60% of the whole population falls in this category. I don't know if you remember that of episode 1. Now, what I wanted to do also in this episode is I want to mention some pros and cons of working for someone. So let's take a look, okay? Now, I must say that the pros and cons that I am about to share with you does not apply to every company or business. And I said, you know what? Let's start with the pros. Let's start with the positive part, okay? So one of the pros of working for someone is having a reliable paycheck. So you know that if you work the whole month, you are guaranteed that at the end of that month, you will receive a paycheck. Now, another pro is regular or fixed working hours. Now, what this means is that most of the time you work 8 hours a day. You know that from 8 to 5 you work, and then after that time, you are able to do whatever you want. Another pro is a retirement plan. Now, most of the big companies especially offers you a retirement plan. So you know that when you retire, you will be able to get a percentage of your normal salary, okay? So another pro I would like to mention is free trainings. Now, most of the companies also, they offer you free trainings so you can develop your skill sets and develop yourself. So that's also very, very great. And the last pro I would like to share with you is paid time off. Now, most of the companies also, what they do is they offer you around 20 days a year off. So the time that you take for vacation, you will still get it paid. Now let's take a look of the cons of working for someone. So the first one I would like to share with you is the 40-40-40 rule, or some people also know it as the 40-40-40 scam. Now what this means is that you have worked 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life for you to get paid only 40% of your whole salary. Now, many people consider the 40 years they have working for that company the best years of their life. And now to only get paid 40% of your salary. Now, another con I would like to share with you is restricted time off. Now, as I mentioned before, most of the companies, they give you a specific time off that you can get. Now, if you would like to take more than that, that will not be possible. Now, another con is that you will not get paid what you think you are worth. Okay? Now, another con I would like to share with you is limited income. So most of the time you have ranks at your job, and sometimes you have reached the highest rank, for example. And basically it doesn't matter from there how hard you work or how good you did your best that whole month, you will not get an increase in your salary. So the last con I would like to share with you is the limited development scope. So what this means is that you won't be able to develop yourself in many areas. Most of your time you have to restrict yourself in developing only that skill set that you are enhancing at your job. So people, those were some of the pros and cons of working for someone. Now, I don't know if you remember in the introduction video, I was sharing that 85% of the whole population doesn't feel happy or fulfilled when they work for someone. And I said, you know what, for this video, let me collaborate with someone. I interviewed a boss lady and I would like you to check this out. So people, here we are at one of the most popular salons here in Curaçao, and where I also got this wonderful haircut and these beautiful highlights. So we are here at Cherie Salon, and you might be asking yourself, Dionys, what are you doing there? Well, I am here to talk with the owner, Veronique. So Veronique, thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. So I was talking to the audience and I was telling them that most of the people doesn't feel happy or fulfilled when they are working for someone. And I said, you know what, let me talk to a business owner and ask them what would they do if one of their workers feel this way, what they will do with them. So the question is to you, what would you recommend to your team to do if they feel stuck or they don't feel fulfilled by their current job?
Well, I guess as an owner, I think it's our duty also to, be a leader. And it's our duty to first acknowledge when your team is feeling stuck, because a lot of the times an employee is not going to talk with the owner. For me, I'm very open as an owner with my employees. So most of the time, as a listen, what is going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? But I think if I must be honest, there is a lot of factors in this situation, because you may get employees being unhappy because they didn't also choose the right job to work at, or to work for, or they're working for the wrong company, or they're working at a company for the wrong intention, for the wrong reasons. And most of the time, it's always because of that, they're gonna end up unhappy and feeling stuck. Because when I went to Holland, I started doing law first, okay? Then I stopped, and then I went to do hairdressing.
So you started doing law?
I started with law.
Okay, that's a big switch.
It's a very big switch. And I experienced a lot of judgment. So I think that is one of the most, the biggest reason why a lot of the people feel stuck. It's either way your responsibility to really think about the reason why you're not happy before you're starting that conversation, because it's not wise also to start that conversation and you're like, okay, why aren't you happy? I don't know that it's not my duty to go find out, but it's your own responsibility also to be in touch with yourself, and if you're not happy, just be honest about it. Don't be glad, because either way you don't want to be left without a job.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So basically what I understood is that you have to be open and honest with yourself and also with your boss, with your business owner. So that's very, very deep, and I know for sure that you are one of those bosses that everyone would like to have, because you are always improving your team, and I noticed also that you try to maintain that jolly atmosphere for your whole team, so that's very, very great. And what would you recommend other bosses to do to accomplish this jolly atmosphere, but also maintain the seriousness when it comes to business?
I think for me, it has to do a lot with self-development, and also knowing that you didn't reach to where you are without them. I think it's very important to keep that in mind, because I never started my my business thinking that I want to be the only one on top.
Yes.
So I want my employees to also feel that they are growing. So when I'm growing, that is actually my first go-to. I do a lot of self-development and I work a lot on myself.
Nice.
And that is how I can be of most value to them.
Yes.
Because if I'm not developing myself all around, business-wise, communication-wise,
Yes.
with clients, with my employees, with myself. If you're not developing that, then you cannot mean that much for your
team.
Wow.
Well, Veronique, thank you very, very
You're
much for this
welcome.
opportunity. I really, really appreciate it and keep doing the amazing job. And your new salon looks amazing, I must say. So, people, thank you very much for tuning in. I mean, this was an amazing interview, and I hope that you also liked and found something great for yourself, also, and some tips for yourself. So what I would like you to do right now is like this video, share it with a friend, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep developing yourself to uncover your red crown. Bye-bye!